Afternoon, everyone, and please welcome to the IFH Lab Demo Day. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the Director of Financial Health at Fintech Cadence, as well as the founder of IFH Lab. So I'm super, super excited about today, and I hope that you're equally excited as well. Just a quick note, today we'll start off with welcome and introductions for 10 minutes, and then we'll have the startup pitches, which each pitch will be 5 minutes long with three minutes of Q&A. We'll then have startup booths where you can meet with each of the startups and share your contact information and share your feedback on their pitches. And then finally, we'll have winners announcements, wrap up, and networking available. For those of you who it's the first time meeting us at Fintech Cadence events, I do want to tell you a little bit about Fintech Cadence. We are Canada's FinTech hub. What we do is develop future FinTech leaders, and we do that through education, support, and collaboration. So we teach talent about the FinTech ecosystem and get them ready for their FinTech careers. We also support startups on their early stage journeys and help them validate their products and scale their businesses. And then finally, we collaborate with financial institutions in order to help with their own innovation pipeline, but also support the general broader FinTech ecosystem. And IFH Lab is one of these programs. In fact, we're Canada's first program specifically for startups improving the financial lives of Canadians. We started last year with 4 startups that were focused on emergency savings, wages on demand, financial education, and life insurance. And in the last year, since working with these startups, they represent 3 Canadian provinces, have added 40 new jobs to their businesses, raised $7 million plus in additional capital, and most importantly, have helped 25,000 plus Canadians with their financial lives. So we're super excited this year to have worked with 8 startups throughout the past 6 months. These startups are Benji, Bounce, Kinza, Labora, MICC, Seedwell, Untangle Money, and Wallow. And you'll hear from all of them today with their pitches. We're super proud that these 8 teams represent 4 Canadian provinces, including our very first startup from Prince Edward Island. And in addition, these startups, just to share a couple of numbers, we've been working with them for 6 months. Over half of these startups have female founders. 7 of the 8 have founders of color as part of their team. And over the past 6 months, they've been working with 85 industry experts. And these industry experts have been giving over 200 hours of support to these startups to help them scale and grow their businesses. So I do want to give a very quick shout out to all of the industry experts that have been involved with our program in the past year. These industry experts have been representing financial institutions, venture capital firms, angel investors, larger fintechs, and they've been working with our startups through our mentor speed dating events, our fireside chats, and our workshops. I also want to give a special shout out to our advisory council. So Hannah Calhoun from the Financial Health Network, Narinder Dami from Marigold Capital, Dinero Lee from Interact, Dr. Supriya Sayal from FCAC, and Elodie Young from Prosper Canada. A lot of these advisors have been working with the IFH Lab from when it was just an idea and helped us go from inception to now the wrap up of our second cohort. So special thanks for these advisors. So why are we here today? Today, we're here to support startups that are positively impacting the financial lives of Canadians. So for all of you in the audience today, I want you to think of when you're watching these pitches, how can I help? Am I a potential investor for these startups? Am I a potential partner? Can I provide my advice and expertise? Or last but not least, our startups are always looking for customers. So if you see a pitch that appeals to you, make sure you reach out to the founders, become a beta tester, become an actual user, paying user. Any little bit helps all of our startups. In addition to that, we're also here to have a little bit of fun. So we're going to have a couple of awards throughout the evening as well. We'll have a People's Choice Award for the audience to vote on who their favorite startup and favorite pitch was over the course of the evening. So make sure you keep that in mind until when we're done with our pitches at around 5:30. We also have a $1,000 second place prize that will be presented by Innovate and a $5,000 prize that will be presented by Meridian. And in order to evaluate these startups and who is worthy of these prizes, we have a great panel of judges that are involved with us today. These judges are going to be Mohamed Galiini from the Maple Leaf Angels. We'll have Jennifer McDonald, former COO of Mocha, which was recently acquired by Mogo. David Moore, the Chief Marketing Officer and SVP of Digital Banking at Meridian. And Aman Nabi, the founding member and head of business development at Finovate.io. I also want to give a special shout out to our program partners. Our program would not have happened without the support of all of these great partners of ours. These include JP Morgan Chase & Co., who was our original sponsor and partner for the IFH Lab, and very happy to have had Meridian as our gold partner for this year's cohort. And then I also want to thank Canadian Bankers Association, Fasken, the City of Toronto, Progressa, and Finovate.io for also being additional partners for our program. And right now, I want to actually give the chance to one of our corporate partners, David Moore from Meridian, to share a few words.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I guess good afternoon for some of you in the West Coast. So as my title came up on the screen, as you can probably guess, I had both marketing and digital banking at Meridian, but I'm also the Chief Operating Officer of our new chartered bank subsidiary called Modus Bank. Just a little bit about Meridian, and then we'll get started with today. Meridian's the largest credit union in Ontario, second largest in Canada. We have about 380,000 members as of this year. And when I say members, for those who aren't familiar with credit unions, they're our customers, essentially, as an FI. However, unlike a bank, for credit unions, our customers are actually the owners. So we're ultimately answerable to them versus the shareholders. And it provides us some really great opportunities to focus specifically for us. The reason I get up every day and what we're really focused on in terms of our number one goal is to help our members achieve a better life. And that's primarily through financial health, or what we call financial resilience from our perspective. So with that objective in mind, I'm really excited about being a participant today and a judge today. And I'm really excited to hear about the startups that we're going to hear about from today. And certainly looking forward to hopefully connecting with a number of you after today's events, if you'd like, and want to check out Meridian a little bit more. We're certainly always looking for opportunities to partner with organization that has similar goals to us, and also to hire new talent as we build out. So feel free. I'd encourage you to check us out and reach out to me through LinkedIn if you would like. Thank you, and I'll hand it back to you guys.
Great. Thank you so much, David, for the words, and super excited to have you for the rest of the evening to assess the startups and to watch the pitches. So we're all here to meet our founders. So that's what's next. It's time to meet all of our founders. Just so everyone knows, we've separated the groups into two groups of four. So first off, we're going to be hearing from MICC, Untangle Money, Labora, and Bounce. So to kick things off, I want to welcome an entrepreneur from Prince Edward Island who's helping individuals build credit while also building savings. So please welcome to the stage, Jonah from MICC.
Hi, everyone. So to start this presentation, I would love to share a little bit about my story. My name is Jonah Chininga, and I'm originally from Zimbabwe. I came to Canada in 2014 to study business and finance at the University of Prince Edward Island. As a new immigrant, the first thing that I applied for was a mobile phone to get connected with my family back home. I was rejected because I didn't have any credit history in Canada and I was shifted over to prepaid. I got an entry-level credit card to try and build my credit score. And as a college student, I only paid monthly minimum payments. I was penalized 20% on the balance and never used credit cards again because this was getting me into high interest debts. And this affected my access to affordable insurance, good housing, and so much more. Now, this isn't just a personal problem. This is a common problem for many Canadians, especially the most vulnerable in our society. These are our new neighbors settling in Canada to start a new life, our young children entering the credit system for the first time, and members of minority communities who have been historically excluded from the financial system of Canada. To solve this problem, we have created a digital-friendly credit building solution that encourages good financial behaviors in a social setting. Through our platform, users can invite friends, pool funds, and take turns accessing interest-free loans. Each contribution made to the group is seen as fulfilling a loan obligation, and we report all the payment activities to the credit bureaus. We have adopted the informal rotational savings model that is practiced by over 2.2 billion people across the globe. This is a decentralized microcredit model where socially connected individuals pool funds and take turns accessing lump sum. We have digitized the whole experience, and our initial target entry are the 1.6 million recent immigrants here in Canada. We generate revenue through a monthly subscription fee of $4 per month to help our members improve and monitor their credit scores. We also generate revenue through interchange and referral fees through our partnership with Berkeley Payments. We launched our product at the beginning of this program, and to date, we have facilitated over $150,000 in transactions with 1,200 early adopters, and we currently have 100% repayment rates. We have partnered with MasterCard and People's Trust Bank as our payment network and banking partner, and we currently report to Equifax. We estimate to grow 60% month over month and get to break even in year 2. Our customer acquisition cost is around $20 per user because of the network effect of our product. Our go-to-market strategy is built on 3 pillars. We're increasing our product awareness by going directly to universities and working with community influencers to build trust and engagement. We have also partnered with TransUnion to integrate their CreditView API to allow our users to monitor and track their credit score progress. And we plan to white label our product to increase distribution and use cases with community organizations. Our product takes a different approach that fits perfectly with Gen Z's social behaviors and budget. We are more accessible, cost-effective, and encourage users to save while building credits. What gives me confidence about our future ability is because of the team that we have. Apart from myself, we have Sergio, Daniel, and James with backgrounds in finance, technology, and psychology. And we all have a personal belief in this mission because we have all experienced the pain of being excluded from the financial system. We are supported by Gary from Canadian Lenders Association and Abhishek from TransUnion to help us streamline our processes and procedures within the business. Our ask today is for you to work with us. We are currently raising our seed round to improve sales, marketing, and product development, and we're looking to connect with investors who are interested in learning more. Thank you very much. I'm happy to take questions. Cheers.
Great job, Jonah. Wonderful to see the progress of MICC since the beginning of the program. For the past 6 months, already moving $150,000. So first off, we have a question from Aman.
Hi, Jonah. Great pitch. This product seems to be a pretty novel concept for traditional Canadian finance. Do you see any barriers to sort of overcome, breaching the general population with this new concept, and how do you intend to address those barriers?
Yes, so this is a new concept in Canada. So we are the first one to be regulated and implementing this in the Canadian financial services ecosystem. But it's something that is very popular with new immigrants coming to Canada. So roughly it's practiced by over 2.2 billion people. All the communities that we talk to, they know it by different names. So on the consumer side, it's very popular with them. But then we are also finding the challenge and then the education component where we're working with financial services partners to educate them on how this improves financial lives within the Canadian ecosystem.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aman. Next up, we have a question from Mohammed.
Hi, Jonah. Good to see you again. Great presentation. My question is about your customers or your users so far. Do we have any examples of the impacts that your product had on their lives? Any metrics that you've measured? Any examples that you can share about the just general impact of using your product?
Yes. So right now with our product, the good things that we've noticed and then some of the metrics that we're tracking is the 100% repayment rate. I think a question that we get a lot is what happens if someone defaults because you have people pulling in money. But then the social collateral, we've seen that as an important mechanism in terms of reducing default and minimizing risk. But then on the other component is the retention of the client. So it's not only they stick with the product for just one group, that cycle always continues and renews all the time because it becomes like a saving mechanism while building credit. So it's a financial component that they attach to them and then be able to use because they're using the lump sums to pay off debt. They're using the lump sums to start businesses. They're using the lump sums to be able to do different things because they are usually don't have any other options as immigrants in Canada.
Perfect.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you, Mohammed. And we have one more question from David.
Yeah, thank you, John, and great presentation. Maybe a similar question that was just asked, but maybe put a different way. Have the consumers that have used this service, do you have some evidence of sort of how they've improved their credit scores? I mean, that's a great selling point for anybody else that would be referred. And then the second part to the question that I had was, are you looking at reporting any other items directly back to the bureaus? I know like a company like Fish in the US, reports on rental payments or even subscription services to Netflix and others to improve credit scores.
Yes, thanks, David. So to your first question, in terms of like the credit score component, we've been able to help our members. So some of our members, they didn't have any credit history, but then within that 3-month time frame, they're able to increase their credit score. Usually, if you have a credit history, you can increase it by 30 points over a period of 3 months. But then if you don't have any credit history, you're able to establish payment history because the loans from the group are recognized as installment loans. But then to your second question, in terms of building our product roadmap, that's something that we're looking into as well, because that's our future product roadmap is how can we take all those alternative data points and then connect them to the credit system, because we want to become that data furnisher for that community that doesn't have those options.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, David, for the question. Thank you, Jonah, for kicking things off and doing it so well. Super excited about you, and now you can breathe easy and you can watch the rest of the event. So again,
all right.
Great. So that was our first pitch, and next up we have an equally exciting entrepreneur from Toronto that's focused on making financial planning and more tailored and more inclusive to women. So please welcome to the stage Christine from Untangle Money.
Hi, I'm Christine Beasy, the CEO of Untangle Money. At Untangle Money, we're helping women understand their now money and their future money and how the two are related. Women's financial lives are different than men's. Let's look at Sandra and Owen. Sandra is more likely to get paid less overall. She's more likely to leave that job for maternity leave or elder care responsibilities, and she's more likely to work part-time at some point in her life. All of these differences culminate into the wealth gap. Everybody's heard about the wage gap, but the wealth gap is more nefarious. That is, for every dollar a man has in net worth, a woman has only 32 cents. And this statistic is trending in the wrong direction. 10 years ago, it was 36 cents. We need to act now. Clearly, the solutions out there aren't working for women, and financial products need to take gender into account. Untangle Money's vision is to close the wealth gap. So where do we start? Sandra is more likely to achieve her goals if she has a plan. A plan tells her where she is, her budget, and where she's going, her retirement plan, and it tells her how she's going to get there. A plan is also allowing her to understand when she's off track and when it's time to course correct. But the plan needs to work for Sandra. It needs to use assumptions based on women's financial lives. Financial tools today don't do this. Our financial tools use algorithms based on women. Untangle Money can tell Sandra how a $100 change in her lifestyle affects her retirement needs and how a change in her rate of return on her investment will impact both her budget and her retirement. This is our incredible team. I'm a former banker with over 10 years in the finance industry. My co-founders, James and Ria, are both ex-consultants with Deloitte and Accenture, respectively, and we are supported by our amazing advisors who are product and marketing specialists. Our competitors create financial plans that cost thousands, either in direct or hidden costs. The hundreds of women we've spoken to also felt judged on how they chose to spend their money and felt like they were being sold a product rather than being heard. Untangle Money's process will be completely automated, so we are able to reduce the cost of our tools. Having access to affordable financial plans is critical for women because women have less money, and knowing how you're going to allocate a limited resource is important. We've removed judgmental language and implications from our product, and we don't sell anything other than the financial plan, so our financial plans are free from conflict of interest. Currently, the financial services landscape looks a lot like this for Sandra. On one hand, she has a lot of free or low-cost options, but Sandra doesn't have the confidence to apply these solutions to her own numbers, and she's having a hard time figuring out who to trust. On the other hand, she can go to a fee-for-service financial planner who will charge her around $2,000, which is not something Sandra can afford. Untangle Money fills this gap with affordable advice that teaches Sandra about her finances using her own numbers and shows her what happens dynamically in real time as those numbers change. The financial planning and advice industry is worth $250 billion annually. In Canada, it's worth $5 billion, and we estimate the female portion is underserved. So while the service obtainable market is currently $2 billion, it could grow to $3 billion if capitalized upon properly. The Mini Plus, and the Master Plan are one-time fee products. We charge $35 for our Mini. This is a great place for Sandra to start and get a snapshot of her financial picture. Building on that is the Mini Plus, which enables Sandra to answer questions like, how will having a baby impact my finances? The subscription enables Sandra to keep in touch with her numbers and allows her to access our community of women who are also earning and learning money. We've been in alpha product development for over the past year, and we have over 30 paying users. Our go-to-market strategy includes seminars to company. These are examples of seminars we have booked so far, and more are in the works. Interestingly, we are paid for these seminars, and all of these requests have been inbound. The average conversion rate is 17%. In December, we are looking for an angel round to help us accelerate product market fit and to test and iterate our hypotheses. With our Mini in hand, we intend to partner with female-focused brands like NYX, SheerTix, and Indigo. We envision them sponsoring a Mini for their customers, like Sandra, to show their support for normalizing the conversation of money for women. After testing out the market in Canada, we will adjust our content for global expansion in 2023. We have already had 2 customers from overseas. Our plan is to capture 11,000 customers in year 1, and we project first-year revenues of roughly $500,000. We have been seeing a lot of interest for our story, our product, and our education, which is fantastic. Let's check back in with Sandra. She's doing great thanks to Untangle Money's help. She was able to grow her wealth over time, and now she has the retirement that she wants. We are seeking $350,000 in an angel round, and we've already secured our first investor. We are looking for impact investors who like gendered solutions and are looking to solve problems like the wealth gap, closing the wealth gap. Thank you. I'm happy to take any questions.
Perfect. Thank you, Christine. Wonderful pitch. Great job. We have a couple of questions from the judges. So first off, we have Jennifer. So please welcome Jennifer.
Hey, Christine. Great to hear how Untangled Money is developing, and that was a great pitch. Thanks so much. I love the way you frame the problem, and I love the way that you've really broken down the story of what you're building. Can you just explain a little bit more about why financial plan is the solution, and in particular, if you really think that the demand for that is going to be there? Traditionally, women don't necessarily see those kind of products as something that's for them. So how are you going to overcome that?
Yeah, great question. We've been asking the market what they want, and what we're seeing is that they really want a place to start. They want that context, the so what for me, and they really want a decision-making tool. So those are things we're able to provide. The other thing is that actually 87% of women want help with their finances. They just haven't found a solution that they're looking for. So 73% of women are unsatisfied with the financial services industry.
Perfect. Thanks, Jennifer, for the question. Next, we have Mohammed with his question.
Hi, Christine. Great presentation. So my question is around scalability, and so you mentioned that you have a completely automated solution, which makes scalability like very reasonable, a good expectation there. But I wonder if there is room, or if there should be room for live planners as well to assist your clients on an as needed basis, perhaps. I feel that completely automated solutions might be missing something, although they are more scalable. So wonder what you think about that.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And definitely something we're keeping in mind with our desire to keep the price very low. That is what's driving the automated idea. It is definitely something we're going to need to test. It's a hypothesis. One of the things that plays to our advantage is that women don't like talking about money because they feel a lot of shame, and women's spend is often deemed frivolous, whereas men's spend is deemed discerning. So we actually are curious if not having a financial planner or a person that you have to talk to might be an advantage for us. That is something we're going to have to test out further. But if it is that we hear a need from our users, then we will definitely augment our services.
Perfect. Thanks, Mohammed. And next up, we have one more question from David.
Hi, Chris. Great pitch, and a really important issue that we see also on the wealth side, and I'm glad to see you tackling it. Just a question more so about the offer itself. So, with these plans, do you currently have, or are you planning to track sort of progress against the plans? And are you looking at sort of account aggregation software, that sort of thing, to do that?
Definitely in terms of tracking plans, that would be part of the subscription. You'd have access to your numbers. And we find that people's numbers actually change a lot more than we actually anticipated would. There's a lot more life events there. When it comes to aggregating accounts, currently Canada doesn't actually have open banking APIs. So while using Flinks and Plaid makes it a lot easier, our understanding from the people we've spoken to at the banks is that that actually does void your fraud protection. So in Canada, we wouldn't be offering that service until we get open banking, because we think that that's an important thing. But in other countries like the US and I believe the UK, they do have open banking APIs that we could plug into. So when we expand into those regions, we will definitely be aggregating the numbers.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, David, for the question. Thank you again, Christine, for a wonderful pitch and for the great answers to clarify your Untangle Money to the questions. Super excited for all the work that you've been doing. Next up, so as you all know, IFH Lab, we're about serving underserved Canadians. And one of these populations are temporary foreign workers. And to talk more about this, I want to welcome to the stage Renee and Labora.
Hello, everyone. Meet Hector. Hector is a temporary foreign worker who comes from Mexico to work on a farm in Quebec every year. He has been coming for 9 years, and he experiences the same problem each time he's paid. Every 2 weeks, he gets paid by check. He has to go to a bank to catch a check and pay a fee. Then go to Western Union and pay 5% to transfer money back home. Someone home has to collect this money to deposit to his bank account. This means that Hector has to pay 3 to 4 hours of his salary for each paycheck just to get his money to where it needs to go. This is a big problem across North America. There are 5 million workers each year that suffer the same situation. Good evening. I am Rene. I am originally from Mexico, and when I was doing my executive MBA in Canada, I stumbled across this problem. Over the past 2 years, I have talked to 100 seasonal farm workers, 10 farm operators, and labor authorities, and have now built Labora to solve this problem. Labora is a digital fintech for payroll transfers. The way it works is, in the old world, farmers give each worker a check, which is a tedious process. Now, they just integrate with Labora, and we do it all for them. For the workers, we are cheaper and easier. For farm owners, we are easy for them as well because they don't have to write checks or withdraw cash to pay their workers. We save them time, money, and unnecessary travel on their payroll tasks. We are the first digital B2B payroll transfer services in the agriculture sector. We are the only platform that stores workers' information such as pay stubs, TD1, T4, record of employments, tax return, and notice of assessment for free. Our bank-arrived remittances allow them to build a great history back home. How do we make money? We charge 1.5% for every transaction, which is the lowest fee in the market. We charge a $50 fee for filling workers' tax return, which is paid by the worker, and we integrate through farms, but are free for farm owners. Remember Hector? We have been working with him for the last 2 years. This is what he has to say about us. Labora allowed me to save unnecessary trips to the bank and the convenience store to send money to my family. The fee that Labora charged me is half of what I pay, and I don't need to ask relatives to collect this money. The remittances go to my wife's bank account no matter what amount I send. Not only that, we realize that remittances are only the tip of the problem. In working closely with Hector, we realize that there are many other financial products that they don't have access to, including savings and RRSP plans. Each of these farm workers has access to $60,000 or more in RRSP contributions, but they rarely get access. For Hector, this equates to $18,000 in additional savings that he could have. At Labora, we want to be a holistic financial services provider for seasonal farm workers. Already, we have worked with farms in Quebec and British Columbia and processed almost 100,000 in remittances. Also, we have raised 200,000 in grants and prizes. We know our product works and will be scaling rapidly in 2022. In the next year, we plan to add RRSP plans for the workers. We want to offer Labora services across Canada and then expand to the United States. Our team is qualified to tackle this problem because we are enthusiastic MBA graduates who have been farm owners, insurance specialists, software as a service founder, compliance and IT specialists, and have worked with temporary foreign workers. We are now looking for a partner to co-create a customized RRSP saving plan for temporary foreign workers. It will be a fantastic opportunity for a bank or a fintech to connect with a new niche of customers and increase their corporate social responsibility with unbanked workers. In the next year, we hope to raise a seed round of $750,000 to scale our company, to hire more personnel for business development and sales, and increase our marketing. Please join us to help seasonal workers to improve their financial conditions. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Renee, for the great pitch. It's wonderful to see how you're focused on a market that we typically don't think about for a regular entrepreneur. So great to see all the work you've done. First up, we have Mohammed with a question.
Hi, Renee. Good to see you again. So my question is around your sustainability. So how can Labora be sustainable, a sustainable organization, given that you're charging very low fees? So maybe you can tell us about how are you going to be managing your margins and maybe back office costs, and what kind of things you're doing to keep them in check.
Yes. Like our main competitors, they have like huge overheads. because they have physical branches or where these workers go to take their money. And also because they take cash sometimes, so they have these cash handle issues as well. So basically, because we are a B2B and we are providing these online services, we are totally online with our overheads are very, very low. So that's the way we can keep this competition favorable to us, and also relying on these network effects with the workers, the word of mouth, in order to expand and decrease our customer acquisition cost. So that's why so far we have been able to tackle and to offer these low fees and be very attractive to these workers, because every penny for them it counts. So we're becoming a good choice for transfer the money back home.
Perfect. Thank you, Mohammed, for the question. And we have one more question from Jennifer.
Hi, Renee. Great presentation. I really like the way that you laid out the pain points. It's very clear you have a deep understanding of it and that the solution makes sense. You said that the market size is potentially 5 million temporary foreign workers per year. How are you going to do the outreach to them? How are you going to find your clients for the solution? What's the distribution plan?
Yes. So because in Canada and in some parts of the US, the way that the farmers are bringing workers to the Mexican government. So we reach out to the labor authorities in there because the idea is for next year, try to enroll the workers in Mexico. So when they come to Canada, they will ask to the farm owner to send their money through Labora. And because we have this very easy way for them to send the money to access the platform, I think is going to be doable. For them, it literally just takes 2 clicks. 1 click is because the worker goes to his mobile phone, he asks for the transfer, so the system aggregates all the transfer to the farm owner dashboard. So he just clicked to approve these transfers. And then the second click is for generate the ETF to send the money to Labora and just have a lump sum transfer. So literally, it's just to click for a farm owner to transfer the money. And for the worker, I hope we can enroll them in Mexico. So when they come to Canada, they already have the account and everything in place just to transfer the money back home.
Perfect. That's a great answer, Renee. And thank you, Jennifer, for the question.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Renee, that's all the time we have for questions. Congrats again for all the success and for all the work that you do. Next up, from temporary foreign workers, we're going to be going to the self-employed and other non-standard workers. And to do that, I want to welcome to the stage Olga from Bounce.
Hi, everyone. My name is Olga, and I'm the founder of Bounce. We are the digital insurance brokerage for the future of work.
Hi, Olga. Olga, just sorry, I'm going to interrupt quickly. Can you share your screen, please?
Oh, sorry. I thought I did.
All good. No worries.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. Do you want me to? Let's play the video again, and then we'll get started. Thanks, Olga.
We're there. Yep. Hello again, everyone. My name is Olga, and I'm the founder of Bounce, and we are the digital insurance brokerage for the future of work. Now, the future of work is already here. Over the past decade, we've seen a fast rise in self-employment, and at the same time, we've seen a steep decline in insurance amongst this segment. If this trend continues, by 2030, there will be 18.5 million self-employed and uninsured or underinsured Canadians. Now, we have spoken to hundreds of these workers across Canada, and we've asked them, why don't you purchase insurance? And they've told us that insurance is confusing, but it's also expensive. But what's even more expensive is for individuals not to be insured. We had a client called Anna come to us who was a small business owner who told us that her 4-year battle with mental health cost her $400,000. Now, some of that money went to therapy and drugs for her mental health treatment, but the majority of that went to her not being able to work and losing income. This type of event for Anna was financially devastating, and there are millions of Annas across Canada who have gone through something similar. Seeing this huge problem, but also this massive opportunity, we created Bounce, the digital brokerage for self-employed Canadians. We have gone around the market and handpicked the most relevant insurance products for the self-employed and put them on our platform from top insurers in Canada. And we've created a really easy process for individuals to be able to access digitally our products, not only to learn about what insurance they need, but also to quote and apply online. In terms of the competitive landscape, we're still one of the few digital brokers in Canada. And amongst the digital brokers in the Canadian market, we're the only ones that explicitly focus on the self-employed segment, not only giving them relevant products, but also the technologies and information they need to make wise decisions about their coverage. We are currently testing our go-to-market strategy, and we're doing a number of things from working with affiliates to directly partnering with platforms such as Workhoppers that aggregate self-employed workers, and we've embedded our insurance into their platforms. We're also testing direct-to-consumer approaches, Facebook ads, as well as podcasts. Our revenue model is commission-based, and we receive a commission from the major insurance for every product that we sell. In terms of our team, again, my name is Olga. I have a PhD in digital finance, and I spent the last 15 years working across the world to really improve financial health using technology and innovation. And I have a very experienced team supporting me. Between Ron and Denis, they have over 80 years experience in the insurance space. Phil has several exits. He's a successful entrepreneur. And we also have individuals with great marketing and technology skills supporting us. In terms of our timeline, we launched our product on the market in May of this year. And since then, we have been so busy. We have 5 products in market, partnerships with 5 of the major insurers in Canada. We are revenue generating, reaching our first 100 clients. We're licensed or have strong partnerships across 5 provinces in Canada, meaning we can now reach the majority of the Canadian population. And we have embedded insurance into some of the largest aggregators of self-employed workers. And all of this we have done without raising a penny from investors. This has been a critical period of learning for us over the past few months. And one of the questions that we're asking ourselves is how to best position Bounce for scale and also for impact. And I wanted to tell you about a very exciting opportunity that we're exploring now. We want to look at opportunities to bundle solutions that help individuals not only respond to risk. For example, that's what insurance does. Something bad happens and you get a payout. But we want to bundle that with solutions that can help individuals prevent risk in the first place. So let me give you an example. Let's go back to Anna. Anna would have definitely benefited from some disability insurance to supplement some of that lost income. But she could have also benefited from access to health and wellness services that could have prevented her mental health from getting to such a bad place in the first place. Maybe early diagnosis of her disease, or therapists, or meditation. There's endless services. We are looking at bundled combinations of insurance plus these preventative health and wellness services that can really prevent this type of catastrophe from happening to individuals like Anna. And with huge advancements currently around health and wellness services progressing online, this is becoming much more possible, and we can do it in a cost-effective way. We will be raising in Q2 and Q3 and are looking for vision-aligned investors who really believe in what we're building. I'm Olga, and we're Bounce, and we look forward to taking your questions. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, Olga. Great pitch. Wonderful to see all the work that you've been doing on all your progress as well. First off, I want to welcome Aman.
Hi, Olga. Yeah, one new thing since the last time Bounce was sort of on my radar is you've launched. So, with having customers now, what sort of customer success metrics are you tracking? And are you able to share some of the initial feedback and results with us?
Yes, yeah. So to date, we are tracking uptake as well as kind of our month-on-month growth. So right now, I think we're probably close to 200 policies, actually, as of this week, which is great. And month on month, we're seeing growth rates of about 30% with what we're selling. So those are the key metrics that we're tracking right now.
Perfect. Thanks, Aman, for the question. Next up, I want to welcome David to the stage.
Hi, Olga. Yeah, that impressive pitch, and also very impressive, if I heard you correctly, that you've done all this without any investors yet. That's pretty remarkable. A question for you, and it's a tough problem to solve. I know when we deal with small businesses, in particular around protection or insurance, in many cases, they're not even aware, quite frankly, of the risk that they're in and the insurance that's available. I can only imagine that's even probably more prevalent when you get into self-employed workers or some of the gig employees. How are you planning to address that, or how are you addressing that sort of education piece first before you actually go in with the particular offer?
That is a great question, because I think one of the biggest challenges we have seen currently is just how much education we have to do around some of these products, especially when it comes to some of these income protection products, which are the most important for self-employed workers, but we have some of the lowest sales rates in the market around disability or critical illness. So we've done a couple of things. We created a risk diagnostic on our platform where individuals can, in just 2 minutes, answer a few questions, and we'll actually tell them what type of insurance they need most based on their risk profiles. But we also do a lot of education with our clients. So with some of these larger kind of gig platforms, for lack of a better way of calling them, freelance platforms that we're partnering with, we're actually going to be running webinars. And I think that's going to be really, really critical to helping individuals understand the importance of insurance and actually what these different products insure them against and the risk.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, David. And we have one more question from Mohammed.
Hi, Mohammed.
Hi, Olga. Great presentation. So my question is about like the back office processes and the underwriting process. Usually that's the worst part of creating a digital insurance company, dealing with all the mess that the insurance industry has. So what are you doing there, or what are your plans to automating that, to controlling the costs there, and how are you integrating with your partners?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. So as a broker, currently we are selling insurance, but our insurance partners are the ones who are in charge of the underwriting process. However, we do provide some information to our clients around what that process is. And this information is important because they need to understand how to respond, during the underwriting process, what information to reveal, because if they do that well, then their claims are less likely to be denied, especially around some of the income protection products. So our role in underwriting is not necessarily to be part of the process, but to inform our clients on the importance of it, and most importantly, on the importance of disclosing the full background.
Perfect. Thanks, Mohammed, for the question. Thanks, Olga, for the wonderful pitch. You can relax now, and it's a great job as well. So great job to the first 4 teams that pitched for us today. So again, they were MICC, Labora, Untangle Money, and Bounce. Before we get to the next set of 4 pitches, I do want to just make a quick note that November is Financial Literacy Month. So it's a month where we want to be focused on helping other Canadians build financial resilience, understand more about their finances, and figure out how to improve their financial lives. And we're very excited to be supporting the FCAC's mission of making change that counts with all of the work that we do at the IFH Lab. And today we want to welcome a very special guest speaker, Ruth Stephen, to the stage to actually talk a little bit more about the FCAC and Financial Literacy Month.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Elvis and the Fintech Cadence team, for inviting me to share a few words at the IFH Lab Demo Day event. The IFH Lab is an excellent program that's catalyzing and supporting financial literacy and resilience among Canadians and innovation in the financial marketplace. Congratulations to the 2021 cohort of startups. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Financial Consumer Agency of Canada, we are an agency of the Government of Canada with a mandate to protect financial consumers. We do this by supervising the market conduct of federally regulated financial entities and by helping people acquire the skills, knowledge, and confidence they need to adopt positive financial behaviors and meaningfully improve their financial lives. Finances continues to be the greatest source of stress for Canadians, more than work, relationships, or personal health. The pandemic has exposed and underscored many vulnerabilities that households were already facing, and certain demographics have been more impacted than others. It's important for us to come together to develop and support targeted solutions. And this is why it's so exciting to see such innovative solutions today that are helping to address the daily financial challenges that people are facing in such practical and accessible ways. As Elvis mentioned, November is Financial Literacy Month, an initiative launched by the FCAC to bring together people and organizations across the country that share a commitment to advancing financial literacy in Canada. Our theme this month is Make Change That Counts, building on our renewed 5-year National Financial Literacy Strategy. Our new national strategy supports a vision where Canadians can build financial resilience in an increasingly digital world and creates a framework for us to work together to make the financial ecosystem more accessible, inclusive, and effective for all Canadians. The work of the IFH Labs and the startups here today is incredibly important towards this vision. Today, we are seeing mission-driven entrepreneurs that are focusing on helping communities from newcomers to the self-employed to seasonal farm workers. We're very excited about the work that the IFH Lab and the startups are doing, and we want to see more of these solutions in Canada. So for the entrepreneurs in the audience, we encourage you to continue pursuing this mission. And for the investors, mentors, and potential partners in the room, it's critical that you keep helping to create an ecosystem that will allow for these solutions to succeed in Canada. So consider creating funds for impact-driven startups, measure the impact of your portfolios, or help your startups build more inclusive products and services. It's important that we do everything we can to help Canadians navigate an increasingly complex financial marketplace and build their resilience. Thank you for all of the work that you're doing to strengthen the financial resilience of Canadians. And thanks again to Elvis and Fintech Cadence for having me. Enjoy the rest of the event. And best of luck to the startups that are pitching today. You're doing incredibly important work.
Great. Thank you so much, Ruth, for your kind words. And I also want to quickly thank all of our program partners again for helping make today happen. And we want to quickly show you a video from some of our program partners.
Hey everyone, my name is Will Shaw. I'm a partner here at Fasken, and I'm here with my colleague, Kate Grant.
Hi everyone. We want to congratulate you all on a successful demo day, and we're looking forward to hearing the pitches. We've had a great time working with everyone in the cohort and can't wait to see what you do next. On behalf of the Fasken team, congratulations.
Hi everybody, my name is Aman Nabi from Innovate.io. Félicitations à toutes les entreprises pour avoir terminé le programme IFH Labs 2021. Congratulations to the entire IFH cohort on completing this program, which has featured some incredibly talented teams working on solving unique challenges in Canadian finance. Demo Day has been circled on my calendar for some time now, and I think we're in for a great event today. The team at Innovate is proud to support this program, and I know I'm looking forward to seeing all 8 of these companies continue to grow and evolve in the coming years. Encore une fois, félicitations et bonne chance à toutes les équipes. Merci.
Congratulations to this year's startups on reaching Demo Day. On behalf of the CBA and our member banks, it's an honor to mark this achievement with you. The innovations you bring to helping Canadians improve their financial wellness and resiliency are incredibly important to building a stronger, more inclusive Canada. Well done, and thank you for your inspiring work.
From here in Toronto, who's focused on helping really tap into the community savings that a lot of people may do on a manual basis at the moment. So please welcome to the stage Nadia and Kinza.
Kinza comes out of a drive to serve the underserved and solve for the pain points of communities largely left out of mainstream financial solutions. Hi, I'm Nadia, founder and CEO of Kinza. So meet Amina. Amina has been raised on a good diet of rotating savings. Whether it was seeing her folks purchase their first home or diligently paying down her student debt, rotating savings was always there. Now embarking on a new chapter, wedding bells ringing, a down payment to budget for, Amina's ready to jump into the next round of rotating saving groups. Amina has always been part of auntie pools, saving groups run by the matriarchs of her family, matriarchs that instilled an ethos of community first in Amina. Now all grown up, Amina decides to run her own rotating savings group with her own friends. Amina and friends commit to contributing a fixed amount into a group pot and agree to cycle terms. During each interval period, the lump sum is pooled. The lump sum is then distributed to one member of the group. This process repeats until everyone has received the pool. But Amina soon realizes the considerable administrative burden of managing a rotating savings group. Payout day each month has meant drowning in text messages, emails, and calls. There were no easy way to organize and manage her community, no easy way to track funds circulating, no easy way for her network to monitor cycle progression, and no easy way to communicate and troubleshoot issues. Kinza is built with Amina in mind. Our mobile application solves for the administrative burden of managing a rotating savings group while preserving the peer-to-peer mutual aid model of cooperative savings. At Kinza, we like to offer Amina and her community an easier way to track cycle progression, an easier way to form groups, an easier way to communicate with members, an easier way to develop contract terms, an easier way to manage funds, in short, an easier way to harness the power of community. Rotating savings, a time-tested financial instrument leveraged by hundreds of millions across the globe. Research has shown in Canada and US alone, 50 to 80% of adult visible minority populations engage in some form of rotating savings to meet their saving needs and financing goals. In terms of market opportunity, we estimate the obtainable market size to set at around 33 million with a total circulation value of 35 billion USD per year in US and Canada. And part of the resilience of rotating savings relates to the range of utility it provides underserved communities based on the payout schedule and order. For instance, for those sitting near the beginning of the rotating savings pool, like Amina, rotating savings function as a means of supporting short-term liquidity needs. For those who mark as planners sitting in the middle of the payout schedule, like Amina's cousin Zain, rotating savings serves as an income smoothing and community building tool. And for those situated at the end of the life cycle, here we have Amina's reading club friend, Molly, who really wants to build her emergency saving, but finds putting money away incredibly challenging. For Molly, rotating savings social dynamic proves to establish healthy saving habits. In terms of our revenue model, we differentiate costs by pricing around this segmented usage, where users will incur a nominal monthly fee based on the tier they elect and the position in their payout cycle. In turn, we are primed to reach 51 million in revenue by year 5, based on a nearly 500,000 user projection by the same year. Our corresponding impact projections sit at 4 billion saved over 5 years, with an estimate of 1.5 billion going to debt repayment, as the data collected from our early beta group show nearly 40% of payouts go to debt repayment. Our go-to-market strategy would hone in on developing strategic partnership with mission-aligned community-based organizations in Ontario, then broadly in Canada. We want to plug into existing financial health programs to develop pilots for underserved and newcomer demographics, while our marketing efforts will concentrate on converting existing informal analog group leaders like Amina onto our platform. Kinza in many ways comes out of my own doctoral work as a sociologist and community organizer. And so before embarking on the development of our beta product, we developed a workflow solution honed in through organizing informal saving groups using a no-code off-the-shelf prototype. To date, we have helped communities save over 400,000 collectively. To take the work we've been doing at Kinza to the next level, we're looking to raise $250K in pre-seed funding to get us ready for our seed round. The raise is meant to scale our product market fit by bringing our first hires both in product and business development. And we feel confident as a team we have the experience, the passion, the drive to realize our vision and execute on our mission. We collectively hold over 30 years of experience in research, impact, community development, business consultancy, and product management. To take advantage of this opportunity, you don't really need to understand the mechanics of rotating savings or really appreciate its utility as a financial instrument. But what should be clear is Amina and her family are the future of Canada. By 2036, 30% of the Canadian population is projected to be foreign-born, with an additional 20% of the population made up of Amina's, children of immigrant parents. Building the tools of the future is building for Amina. Thank you, and I'm happy to take questions.
Great job, Nadia, and great pitch. First off, we have a question from Mohammed.
Hello, Nadia. Good to see you again.
Hi, Mohammed. Nice to see you.
So, you know me, I'm a big believer in ROSCAs and rotating savings schemes. I'm wondering, is there an opportunity to expand beyond the target markets that you have? Like, do you think there would be, like, can this idea be replicated for other groups in North America beyond the visible minorities? I think it has potential, but I'm wondering from your testing and your traction so far, what would be the acceptability for people who never heard of ROSCAs before and never interacted with them?
Yeah. Thank you for that question, Mohammed. That's an interesting question for us, and that's basically been a hypothesis we've been testing here and there as we prioritize groups that are familiar with rotating savings, right? But both as our early adopters and the folks we want to scale with. But at the same time, we've been testing with folks that are generally into alternative savings, folks that are a little bit. There's crossover of folks that are interested in ethical consumption, folks that are in the alternative space broadly. We feel like there's a lot of crossover there. We actually worked with someone that works with unions, being really interested in the kind of mutual aid model that rotating savings centers. So I think there is opportunity there, but that's definitely our long-term growth plan.
Perfect. And we have one more question from Jennifer.
Hi, Nadia. Nice to see you again. Great presentation, and I really like the way you're telling the story.
Thank you.
When you think about going to the US market, do you have a sense of how the community groups are organized and whether the things that you've learned from the organization work that you've done in Canada are going to be able to cross the border and be successful there?
Yeah. Thank you for that. That's been an interesting part of the research. So, our US plan is our, year 3+ plan. But in that work, doing the early research, the US market is interesting in the sense that the Spanish-speaking demo is a big piece of rotating savings in the US. So understanding that market and really tapping into the organizing in that space is going to be part of the work.
Perfect. Thanks, Jennifer, for the question. That's all the time we have for questions, Nadia. So thank you again for the wonderful pitch and for all the great work that you're doing in our communities.
Thank you.
Okay. So we're in the last quarter of our pitching, and we have 2 more startups left. As we noted today, this month is Financial Literacy Month. And in order to empower our children with financial literacy, that's a very important goal for our startups. So to talk about that, I want to welcome Rim and Wallow.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rim Sharkani, the co-founder and CEO of Wallow. And our purpose at Wallow is to give the opportunity to every kid to start their life on the right foot from a money perspective. What would you do if your child threw away $670,000? Well, unfortunately, that's what the average household leaves on the table during their lifetime because they don't have the right knowledge, skills, confidence to make sound financial decisions and to manage their money effectively. And that's where Wallo comes in and fills the gap. Wallo is a challenger bank for families that empowers parents to teach their children about money. And what makes Wallo unique is that we embed financial education into a fun gaming experience using real life money. So teens and kids are guided throughout their financial learning journey to make the next best actions based on a financial health score in the background and based on our proprietary algorithms. And they are incentivized using coins, rewards, nudges, and social proof. After testing our product in beta during the past year and completing our first banking and payments integration, we officially launched our first product in May. We're in the process of integrating with another banking partner that will allow us to launch our flagship product, the Wallo Card, which is a reloadable MasterCard for unbanked children and which is to be officially released next year. Our first product, Wallo Plug, works with any Canadian bank account. It's designed for parents with kids who already have a bank account, and it allows them to use Wallo as an educational layer on top of their kids' existing account. Since we launched in May, we've been focusing on achieving early traction in a cost-effective way, and our app has been downloaded over 8,000 times already. Our revenue model is built in a way that it's affordable for the mass market. We charge $6.99 per month per parent, and this includes up to 4 kid accounts. We're in the process of implementing another revenue stream with our upcoming card product, which will generate interchange on card spend and interest on held balances. If we look at the competition, most our competitors focus on the banking aspect of their offering, what we call commonly banking for teens. We, on the other hand, focus on financial education, and more precisely on delivering learning seamlessly to our young users. We want tweens and teens to be engaged with our app and learn while having fun. And we have built multiple competitive advantages to ensure not only product leadership, but also cost effectiveness. We are a diverse team bringing together over 6 decades of relevant experience in banking, strategy consulting, experience design, tech, product, and data science. But more importantly, we all experienced this problem firsthand while growing up. As young adults, we made costly and avoidable mistakes, and we had to learn the hard way how to manage our money. We think there's a better way, and that's what we want for our children and for the next generation. That's why we're all very passionate about what we're building. We're currently at the last stages of our pre-seed round. Our round is already oversubscribed at 1.1 million, and we'll be using the proceeds to recruit engineering talent and boost user acquisition. Our next round is planned in 12 to 18 months, and we are always looking to meet with investors and get to know them. So if you know any investors that you think I should be talking to, especially outside of Canada, please send them my way. Thank you so much for your attention, and I'm happy to take any questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Rim, and huge congrats on the $1.1 million oversubscribe raise. That's amazing news, and I know you've been working hard on that. First off, we have a question from David.
Hi, Rim. Great presentation and great work. You mentioned 8,000 people have downloaded the app. Of those 8,000, are you able to share how many are like active users of the app itself and have enrolled?
Yeah, so we have approximately 2,000 active users right now.
Wow, okay, good conversion rate. That's great.
Perfect. Thanks, David. Next, we have Mohammed with a question.
Hi. Congratulations on the raise. So my question is around, financial literacy is a difficult thing to do, and often it's a topic that, kids avoid, right? Or it's too boring for them. So what kind of tricks, techniques are you using in the way you gamify the experience to actually have people stick around and absorb the information that you're giving them?
Right. So our approach on financial education is very practical. We don't want kids to feel like they are on an educational app. They're on a money app. It's their banking app. But at the same time, it's actually gamified, and it has nudges that drives them and incentivize them to adapt the right behavior. We're strong believers of the fact that financial education is more about behaviors than textbook financial education. So there's a lot of practice that's built in with our app, and that's gamified, but also the fact that we have a guidance aspect. So kids are not just led to themselves with a banking app, they're actually guided to the next best actions, and we make suggestions and nudges. So we kind of help them adopt the right behavior, and they learn without even realizing they're learning.
Perfect. Thank you, Mohammed, for the question. Thank you, Rim, for the great pitch, for all the great work that you're doing for the next generation of Canadians. Okay, so we made it to our very last pitch. For that last pitch, I'm very excited to introduce this startup that's working with our Canadian employers to help our employees better their own financial lives. And with that, I want to introduce Matthew from Seedwell.
No. I spoke to over 250 strangers, and no was the overwhelming answer to the question, do you know exactly what you should do with your money? On top of that, these are the answers to the question, why not? Now, I'm sure we can all understand there are different reasons why people struggle with personal finance. And the market solution to this is financial literacy. And you know what? They're actually right. Unfortunately, they're also kind of wrong. You see, teaching people finance is like giving broccoli to a kid. Sometimes they just don't want it. And yes, you'll get the occasional kid that loves it and you think, oh, she's so good. But she's probably the exception and really not the norm. Nowadays, with the technology and the know-how at our disposal, this definitely shouldn't be a problem. Hi, my name is Matthew Sang. I'm the founder and CEO of Seedwell. We're here to enable financial wellness without financial literacy and completely automate personal finance at the payroll level. Before starting Seedwell, I had a terrible experience with my family. We struggled financially and it took us over 4 years to get out of it. So believe me when I say it really does affect every facet of your life. And because of that, my work was severely impacted. Now, most people know how this could be a big problem for individuals, but very few of us understand how it translates into a problem for companies. So let's do a quick calculation. Let's imagine that there's a company with 10,000 people, so big company, lots of employees. Even if only 10% of them were affected the same way I was, and let's assume they make an average salary, that's already a $20 million problem just from productivity loss alone. That doesn't include turnover, increased overhead, company morale dips, damaged culture, all massive headaches for HR. Now, just for context, these are the 10 largest employers in Canada, and that's what they stand to lose with our calculation. Remember, this is only 10%, and the real number stands somewhere between 36 to 50% in Canada and US. In US, companies were estimated to lose anywhere between $300 to $500 billion every year from productivity loss. So you can see how this is not only a big problem for employees, but also a major one for employers. And that's why Seedwell is a benefit. We built Seedwell to support employees of all levels, focused on giving clarity, control, and confidence back to employees when it comes to their finances, allowing employers to provide a benefit package that truly encompasses employee health and wealth. And here is how it works. So our solution integrates with a pre-existing ecosystem that HR put in place. HRIS, payroll service benefit system, we don't make them change anything. And our platform allows employees to connect to all the financial institutions they already work with. Every pay cycle, we take all that data, put it into the system, and come up with a personalized, unbiased recommendation on how to allocate their money to optimize wealth accumulation. that they can actually adjust or let it lock in. And once it does, Seedwell actually goes and implements it before the money even hits the accounts. The idea here is extremely simple. Let employees make easy, quick, educated financial decisions and have the work done for them without any additional effort. On top of that, we make it super simple for employees to monitor and keep it up to date with their finances in between pay cycles. And finally, an amazing literacy portal and one-on-one access to financial planners round out our whole service. In 2021, we received some amazing traction and momentum. Although we're pre-launched, we signed companies like Tulip and Air Canada as clients. And since joining IFH Lab, we closed $1 million in funding. And our pipeline grew $3.5 million in base ARR from a potential partnership with a major benefit broker. We're extremely excited to work with them, and we're looking forward to closing that deal soon. Income allocation is really just the beginning. Starting at the top of the waterfall really opens up doors to all the downstream opportunities. Credit, investment, taxes, insurance, you name it, everything is on the table. This is the first step to completely changing the delivery model for financial products, and we know how to do it. All we need now are great partners to make it happen with us. Our team and advisors have experience spanning from TD all the way to Unilever, giving us decades of experience in finance, HR, and building and scaling companies from ground up. We're eager to leverage that experience and build Seedwell into the major success it can be. So if you're interested, feel free to reach out. Again, my name is Matthew Sang from Seedwell. Looking forward to talking to you, and let's completely transform the world of financial services together. Thank you. I'm looking forward to your questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Matt, for a wonderful pitch, and congrats again for the $1 million safe that you raised earlier this year. First up, we have a question from Jennifer.
Hey, Matthew, good to see you. And that was a great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.
I wanted to ask if you could just give a few examples of the types of insights or reallocations that your platform would be able to provide. I really believe in this kind of automation, but so far some of the solutions that are on the market fall a bit short. That you take in an enormous amount of data, and what comes out the other side are things that are kind of no-brainers or not very compelling for users. So what are some of the insights that you're looking to provide?
Yeah, that's actually a great question. So there's quite a few things when it comes to automation. One of the biggest downsides that we have in Canada is that, there's this whole conversation around open banking and how that could help people. That's not here yet. And so what that means is when you're working with one financial institution, all they see is that encapsulated perspective of what you look like in their organization. And so each organization has their own perspective of who you are and what you're like financially. For us, because we take in all that information across institutions, plus on top of that, how much you're going to make and exactly when, that gives us a lot of data. And then we layer on top the tax codes and everything around your geographic location. We can then tell you, hey, what are some available products or things that you should do? Should you put money into checking accounts, saving accounts for emergency savings? Which debt should you pay down first and how much? Should you be investing? Do you want to use RSP, TFSA? And depending on your situation, if you're a student coming out, you might not know what TFSAs and RSPs are. We can help you, let you know that you need to open one. And let's assume you have a kid, right? You want to save for their education. You might not know what exactly our RESPs are. And we can tell you exactly what you should put into those accounts without you needing to do all the research. And it's actually just click a button and we do it for you. So you don't even have to do it actually after we tell you that's the right way to go about doing it.
Perfect. Thanks, Jennifer, for the question. And we have time for one more from Aman.
Hey, Matthew. So, you're giving people potential control over, whether or not to follow your recommendations. Having tested the product a bit, are people following your recommendations or are they reallocating their money accordingly?
Well, like I mentioned before, we're unfortunately pre-launch right now. We're working hard to actually launch with employers. But what we can say, though, is one of the main things that we expect are we're giving people knowledge of what the best scenario is with cold hard numbers, right? So for an example, if you're 25 years old and you have money to buy a Ferrari and want to drive that Ferrari, I tell this analogy all the time. Who's to say you shouldn't do that? Because at the end of the day, all you need to know is what's my impact by doing that and how do I want to go about doing it? Because if you save that money and you get to 45 or 50 and you can retire early, you can never go back to 25 years old. And you can't actually say I drove a Ferrari when I'm 25. So what we want to do is allow people to know exactly what the smartest thing to do with wealth accumulation is. And based on that, make an adjustment. If you want to go lower than that, go right ahead. It's your life, it's your call. And that's really the idea that we have here. Let people make smart decisions that are based on cold hard calculations.
Perfect. Thanks, Iman, for the question, and thanks, Matthew, for the wonderful pitch and for wrapping things up for us. Great. Well, there you have it. 8 amazing startups from across Canada. I want to say a great job again to the 4 that we most recently saw: Benji, Wallow, Kinza, and Seedwell. For the judges, so again, congratulations to IFH Lab. That was amazing. Now it's time for deliberations. So for the judges, I'm asking you all please to move to the deliberation room now, where I'm sure we'll have a pretty significant debates. While the judges are deliberating, we actually want to have the audience vote for their favorite startups of the night. So right now on Hopin, you should be able to see on your screen a vote for the 8 startups that pitched today. Again, those were starting from the top: MICC, then Untangle Money, then Labora, then Bounce, Benji, Kinza, Wallow, and finally Seedwell. For the alumni, and then before we let you guys meet the startups, we actually want to do a very quick alumni check-in with our 4 startups. So please hear from them.
Hey team, this is Tate Hackert with Zayzoon. We're an earned wage access provider helping employees that are living in the paycheck to paycheck struggle. Congrats everyone for getting accepted into this year's IFH cohort. That is super exciting. Zayzoon was in the 2020 cohort and luckily got to take away a lot of learnings just before COVID kicked in. Some of my favorite times were the fireside chats and the speaker sessions, and just really soaking up all the knowledge that they had to offer. One thing that we really got used to with IFH was celebrating the wins, whether they were big or small. And so I wanted to share with you some of my favorite wins, or my favorite win from the last year, which has just been growing our team. We've grown to over 40 members now, and it's been amazing. Obviously, we're growing because the company is growing, but it's so great to see so many talented, driven, and intelligent people come together, and I get to learn from them and they get to learn from each other, and it's quite powerful. So congrats everyone again for joining, and I'm hoping that you all have a wonderful time, and in a year from now you can be sharing with the next cohort all the learnings that you had and the growth of your company.
Hi everyone, my name is Jen Legier and I am co-founder of Cuber. Employers are facing a billion-dollar crisis. They're struggling to hire, retain, and keep the workers they have productive. This crisis was highlighted by the ongoing COVID pandemic. Cuber is a fun and engaging financial wellness benefit that reduces the financial stress workers of all income levels are under. First of all, I want to congratulate all of the companies in the IFH 2021 cohort. You guys have done an amazing job, and we hope you take time today to celebrate your accomplishments. As you know, Cuber was part of the very first IFH cohort. We established some very early partnerships thanks to the IFH team. Over the last year, we've completed pilot projects with these companies, and we're happy to say that we've converted them into long-term partnerships. We've done pilot projects with some really large clients this year, one of the major ones being Sun Life, who was also introduced to us through IFH, and we're excited to share the details later this year. We have a number of potential customers in our pipeline in Canada, and we're super excited to tell you that we're expanding into the United States, where we have strong interest from a few large companies there. We want to say good luck to all of the companies today, and we're so excited to follow you on this exciting journey.
Hi everyone, my name is Alicia Mauji. I'm the co-founder of Altruism, which was a cohort 1 company. And Altruism is an online subscription platform which includes coaching and which helps Canadians become financially resilient. Firstly, we want to congratulate all the cohort members for this time around, and we find your endeavors really impressive. One thing we learned from the first cohort when we were participating was just the opportunity to learn from the other larger organizations, how they had already gotten through challenges that we were facing currently, and then also just the incredible mentor relationships, and then having the support of the team, Elvis and his team, in actually pursuing those relationships and partnerships that could come from that. Currently, since COVID, we've been scaling our coaching business on the demand of our members, and we've been able to create an accessible and affordable emotion and life event-based coaching platform that is really impactful, and we're just focused on growing that right now. And we've also been able to grow it using our new launch, which is Money Dialogue. It's an AI-based online tool that actually allows the member to chat with it directly, and it uses cognitive behavioral therapy principles to actually help the member understand and explore their relationship with money and how that feeds into the patterns of behavior they have around money today. Thanks again to IFH for the help, and best of luck to this cohort.
Hi there, my name is Laura McKay, co-founder and COO of Policy Me. I'm here to share an update on how we've been doing since participating in the IFH cohort a few years ago. Just for a quick background on us, we're a startup on a mission to protect families with honest and uncomplicated life insurance that they deserve. We make it easier for families to get a quote, apply for coverage, get approved for life insurance in minutes and not weeks. And we've been doing great since we participated in the cohort. Since then, we've grown exponentially. We've sold over $1 billion in life insurance coverage to Canadians. We've most recently voted as one of Canada's 50 most impactful companies. That was in 2021, and have been mentioned and talked about in a lot of the major news publications across Canada. We've also grown our team to almost 40 people now, and looking to raise our Series A quite shortly. So it's been an incredible few years, and a lot of great relationships and mentors were found as part of participating in this cohort. So we're really excited to see it continue and participate in any way that we can in the future.
Perfect. Thank you again to our alumni. So amazing to see all of your progress over the past year. And we're excited for this year's cohort. After today, they're going to be our new alumni. And I hope that next year when we check in for IFH Lab 2022, they have just as exciting results as all of you do. Great. So now I want to quickly just tell everyone that we have startup booths open. So you'll see on the Hopin platform that each of the startups that pitched today, they have their individual booths that you can jump in and out of. Please offer your contact information, your support, give them feedback. That's super valuable. You're also free to do one-on-one networking during this time on the platform and while the judges deliberate. We'll be deliberating for another 10 minutes or so. So the plan is to be back at 5:50. In the meantime, please hear from DJ Sinka. Okay, thank you and welcome back, everyone. We had a very tough deliberation, as you can tell from the fact that we're a couple of minutes late. So welcome back. But before we get to the exciting announcements, really want to just share a couple of news items for you. So first off, we have the FinTech End of Year Review Day happening November 16th. It's our very first live FinTech drinks since COVID started. So we're going to be in Montreal at the Rialto Theater, and we're going to be reviewing FinTech and all the big things that happened in the past year. So it's going to be live. It's also going to be online as well if you want to register there. As part of our FinTech drinks, it will actually be in collaboration with Holt. So the whole exchange on the very same day will have their roaring fintech show. So after our fintech drinks, they'll be showcasing their startups live that they've invested in the past year. Finally, fintech certificate is back. So I talked about our education pillar. This is for all of you in the audience that was super inspired by the startups that were here today and want to learn more about fintech. We have a launch special that's 50% off until November 11th. So for the next week. So please make sure that you register now if you want the 50% off. Great. So next up, we're at prizes. So we have some amazing prizes for our startups this afternoon. And first off, we wanted to announce the People's Choice Award. So we had a ton of votes. I heard from our team that we had over 120 people at our event today. So really exciting to see all the energy. And with the People's Choice Award, please, the winner is...
What?
Hey, congratulations, Mohammed. So congrats, how are you feeling?
Confused. I'm not sure what to say, but other than thank you to all the people for voting and congrats to us. But also I'm surprised, hence why I'm confused, given that all the other pitches I watched were amazing and every one of the entrepreneurs are incredible. So to have this award, again, thank you so much. But I think everyone of the entrepreneurs that are part of this accelerator have just been amazing. So shout out to them as well too.
Great, thanks, Mohammed. Super proud of you, and it was a wonderful pitch and excited for you as you continue to grow. Awesome. So next up, we have the $1,000 second place prize award from the judges. And to present that, I want to welcome Aman from Innovate.
Thanks, Elvis. It was a very tough deliberation back there. But on behalf of Innovate, I'm thrilled to present the second place prize to a company that's working on improving credit visibility in new immigrant populations, and that is MICC Financial. Congratulations.
Oh wow!
Speech.
Yeah.
That was my bad. Congrats, Jonah. That was amazing. How are you feeling?
No, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I think it was a tough competition. I didn't expect this. I think there were a lot of great pitches from the other team. So thank you very much for that. We appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, Jonah, and thanks, Aman, for helping present this prize. Finally, I want to welcome to the stage for our very first place prize presented by Meridian. I want to welcome to the stage David Moore. Oh, actually, never mind. So, David, so I can do this prize announcement. So, for our first place prize, again, this was a very tough deliberation between a lot of great startups. And actually, I see David is here now. So David, do you want to announce the first place prize?
Sure, and I apologize. I might be having some technical issues. My internet went down here at the office, so I've had to call in through my phone. But really excited to announce the winner. As you heard, we had lots of debate within the judging group. So it shows you just how close it was. But we landed on Bounce as the winner, and congratulations. Really great pitch and really great product, and something I think is going to make a big difference in the lives of many small businesses and entrepreneurs.
Thank you. Oh my goodness, my heart is beating so fast, but I'm so honored, especially given the quality of the companies and the entrepreneurs. And I think, honestly, as an entrepreneur, these kind of wins really keep us going and keep us motivated. So thank you guys so much for the recognition. And to Jennifer, who actually got to test this new idea on. So I'm very grateful to everyone tonight. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Olga. Congrats again. It's amazing. I know you've been working very hard. So very proud of you for winning this first place prize. And thanks, David, for presenting. And thank you to all of you in the audience. I know we're 7 minutes over time, but for live events, I think that's really good for our team today. So I want to thank you to everyone in the audience. Again, please support our startups. Thank you for all of the startups themselves. We've been doing so many dry runs and taking so much of your time, and I really appreciate all of the effort you've put into your pitches and your businesses over the past 6 months. Thank you to the judges for participating today. And finally, thank you so much to our team on the back end with Molly, Lyle, Gigi, Karina, Nina, Marina. You've all been doing such amazing work to help us pull this together. So thank you all. And now we're done with the event. So we have a great audience here today. A lot of you are passionate about financial health, financial literacy, fintech. So there is still networking available on the platform. So you can see that for one-on-one networking until 6:30. So enjoy the event.